Hey, gang, I want to give you a principle today. This is actually an analogy that will totally shift your mind on how you communicate to people, how you create a 90% lifestyle culture. That's what we do in Elite. We create a 90% lifestyle culture. What's that mean? 90% of every patient that comes in will live chiropractic as a lifestyle. It's a way of life because we've shifted in their mind that builds sustainability, profitability, and gives you freedom, even if you have a pain-based practice now. Now, the principles we're going to teach you come out of the Mindset Mastery boot camps, and this applies for any business. So this applies for any relationship in your life because this deals with human behavior. So in any business that you want, do you want a person coming once or do you want a person shifting their mindset and coming to you for a lifetime? And you know, chiropractic is a lifestyle. So let me share you my screen and I'm going to show you this slide right out of boot camp 1. Now here it is. We've cracked the code, and this is the analogy we're going to use. So this is a vault. Now we close that door. The vault has a code. What's that code? That code is a mindset. Now the first door, pretty easy code, man. Take the code. Most people can open that. What's that mean? You're starting a patient. They're buying a product or service, no matter what business you're in. Hey, you sell them something. They buy it. It's a one-time deal. You open the door. What's on the other side of the vault? Cash. There's a reward, but there's a limited amount of cash. But then you look up, you're like, wow, this cash is cool. Yes, patients buy, business is doing great. But then that person quits because you look up and then you see there's a second door. That second door is that patient customer continuing. That's the re-sign. That means they go into the second phase of care, but that code is a different code. You know, getting someone started versus re-signing. Hey, you could say, well, we get 9 out of 10 to start, but I bet that number gets cut in half on a re-sign for most people and most doctors. So the second door has a different code. So you can toy around with that. Let's say you know that code, you figure it out. It opens up at least 50% of the time. And what's on the other side of that second vault? More cash. What's that cash represent? Hey, that's not just the success of your business, but that's the retention, right? That's a patient with a different mindset. That's a customer with a different mindset. Now that uses your product or service or uses chiropractic more, beginning to start a lifestyle. So there's more cash. Now, honestly, here's what we teach in Elite, that you should be able to sustain your lifestyle, the overhead of your business based on that second door. If you can't do it based on the re-signs, then you're losing a lot of people. And then when you look up, you're like, wow, more cash. I look up, oh, now there's a third door. What's that third door? That's a whole different mindset. That is a lifestyle mindset. That means they shift their belief system. They shift how they want to live, that you become their primary health care provider, which is the way it should be. Because in the world, we're not looking for outside in healthcare. We're looking for inside out, the way God created us. But the third door, man, that's got a totally different, more complicated code. That is a whole nother mindset. That's a different code, and maybe you can figure that code out. Hey, most chiropractors, if they figure that code out 10 or 20% of the time, you're way ahead of the majority of then over 90% of the profession. All you got to do is look at your PVA. That means your average patient visit average. Man, if you're over 60, you figured out. So amount of new patients divided by how many patients you see a week divided by the amount of new patients. So this is with any business, man. You want people to use you for life. That third door is more, that third code is more complicated, but get this. Here is the secret. If all you know is the code to the first door, you have to figure out the other two codes. And the probability you're going to figure out goes down dramatically. Here's the secret. The code to the third door opens all the doors. If you know the code to the third door, it works on the first door. The code to the third door works on the second door. Why? Because they bought lifestyle from day one. Now, when you have 90% of your patients buying lifestyle from day one, man, they're going to go through all three doors. They're going to stay. They're going to live their life differently. They're going to bring their family. And we are in a time in the world where it is most important to know that code for the third door. And this applies in any business. So if you're in the general public, this applies in your marriage. This applies in your kids. This applies in your business. So we're not here to sell a product or service. We're here to understand the person, know the mindset of how what you do and what they want, they have a lifestyle and they will use you forever. So here you go, chiropractors. You got to know the code to the third door. So what do? We have our mindset mastery boot camps are coming up in July and August. We teach you the code to the third door right from day one and day two. That's boot camp 2, boot camp 1, boot camp 2. We have the perfect day 1, day 2. Then we have the perfect retention system. That's boot camp 2, where you learn that code to the third door, how to keep them in the lifestyle. This is all psychology. It's all a mindset. If you haven't studied psychology, you don't know that code to the third door 90% of the time. Not only are patients leaving, but we are not fulfilling our purpose on our highest level. So let's check that out. Go to elitecoachingllc.com. Understand, let's get the code to the third door, and then we can open all the doors. All right, gang. Hey, thanks for hanging with me. Go to elitecoachingllc.com. Love you guys.